Well, it's a difficult situation that we are trying to work our way through. We have a huge amount of borrowing, we have a deficit, and we have a gap in our day-to-day budgets. What we are trying to do is to work through each of those things. So we have proposals coming forward in the coming months to look at how we provide our services differently, looking at needing to reduce the number of staff that we employ so we can get those day-to-day budgets back on track and balancing. And then we've got to look at selling off some of our assets, so making some money from those where we can, and we've got to look at working with the government to see how they can help us, because it's not a problem we can solve alone as Woking Council. We're just too small to do that, so we're looking to government for some help. But this is quite extraordinary. Woking's debt and deficit are beyond what any other local government has experienced before.
今年都有選過啦，舊年都有選過啦。咁以前呢一度都係保守黨嘅一啲議員，係即係差唔多成個議會都係保守黨嘅。我嚟到呢度都差唔多2年，咁我見到2次選舉保守黨都冇乜點樣做一啲選舉工程啦，起碼我會見到嘅一啲地方。我自己投嘅時候就話：咦，其實保守黨冇乜點做嘢，工黨又好似冇乜，咁然之後比較見到自民黨就比較明顯少少啦。咁啊，即係以我有限嘅認知，咁不如就試下投俾佢哋啦。咁當然我諗第一樣嘢係佢哋嚟到，佢哋第一樣嘢要解決，或者其實都幾難解決，就係佢點樣處理成個市政府，即係叫 council government 嗰個破產問題。咁其實喺我哋自己街坊組群裏邊咧，都已經有傳就係話，咦我哋個 council 政府好似財政唔係好掂喎。咁甚至其實我嗰時2月嗰時佢出過一啲地區報咧，咁都已經講到就係話成個 council 政府有一個財政黑洞，一個大嘅黑洞咁嘅形容。咁你作為一個香港人啱嚟，其實係唔知發生咩事。我話咦，咁我成個 council 政府個財政咁樣會點啊？咁當然大家知道，其實你成個財政問題好源自於就係話，我哋而家湊緊呢一個商場，其實都係其中一個令到成個 council 政府出現財政問題一個元兇啦。我感覺。咁因為呢個商場其實連住後面咧係有一個大廈同埋一個商場，咁甚至一個酒店。咁但係會見到一個情況就係，譬如話呢個商場。我見到由我啱嚟到疫情去到差唔多接近尾聲嗰度而家咧，咁見到好多舊嘅鋪頭都冇做啦，可能係嗰啲老細年紀太大唔做啦。咁但係我見到好多空咗嘅鋪咧，係1-2年或者而家咧都冇人去照做。咁最叻咧，就係喺一個比較大嗰邊嗰個商場咧。可能係有一啲譬如話連鎖店咧喺度進駐，咁但係其實見到個作用不大喎。呢個其中一個觀察咯。第二個觀察咧就係、是、我哋有一紮街坊揸車，佢見到就係話呢度加泊車費。佢話你呢度個商場又唔係多嘢行，你其實真係靠可能係週末週日免費泊車，啲人先肯定。你而家加泊車費。第一，人哋可以拎去就喺大型超市嗰啲3個鐘頭免費泊嗰度泊咯。咁所以大家都會覺得就係話，其實去到面對一個財政困難，咁我自己立場啦，或者我自己覺得嗰個公共行政角度就係話，你成個市政府有冇諗方法開源？佢而家不斷諗方法係好似節流慳錢啊。咁我哋會好擔心譬如話啱呢2日，其實政府都即係要靠政府已經出就係話，而家諮詢呢度居民意見就係話，你覺得邊啲服務要落咧？邊啲服務要即係佢用一個 discretionary， 或者話我哋要酌情權邊啲服務會落？有嘅話，究竟可以提供幾多嘅 percentage， 幾多嘅即係數量啊，或者幾多比重啊？咁啊，即係當然譬如我自己而言咧，我最擔心就係話我去開游水嘅嗰個泳池咧，會唔會因為 成個即係政府覺得我冇錢去 run 成個名詞，結果刪，而我真係冇水人，咁我呢樣嘢好擔心喎。
第二啲黨派入嚟咧，都會好小心睇翻 Woking 咁點樣去睇翻自己嘅 council 點樣去 prevent 即係避免有呢個事情發生，咁亦都係盡量幫下手咯。即係我哋啲黨派之間就會幫下手，但係始終係政府嘅嘢，我哋做唔到啊，都要政府嗰邊因為你知英國佢哋乜嘢都係有晒嗰啲 rules and regulation 㗎啦，要跟貼住嚟，唔係嘅話就問題大啦，唔係好似以前咧亞洲喺香港咁比較 free 啲嘅，呢度就有即係佢哋有晒 set rules and regulation 係for一個原因咧，就唔會去有咩事就唔會大家篤手指啦。
我諗響可能呢度居民啊，或者佢哋朋友圈廣泛報導咧，亦都有可能令到一啲當地人未必揀Woking呢一個即係嗰個住宅咧，嗰個出租住宅咧係作為住，都已經作為收入，呢個此其一。第二樣嘢就令我覺得都好諷刺，就係佢呢度有間即係Hilton嘅酒店咧，而家都未開。佢據講嘅原因咧，就係佢個外牆咧落整嘅時候有啲問題，但係到而家都未整好。咁你坦白講，你間酒店一日未開，你一日咧你仲要係白白要俾錢去，可能係你維修啊、利息啊，而家利息又唔高咯，英國同埋呢一個維修啦，係咯。係啊。咁你酒店又未開，咁我真係完全唔知道，同埋我哋都唔知道緊個酒店幾時開。佢已經講到就係話，如果係今年1月，而家可能傳到可能係今年秋天，但係都唔見有跡象去知道就係話個酒店幾時開。
Yes, so the Section 114 has been issued, and so what that means is that the borough can't establish a balanced budget. The CEO's response that was put together and involved establishing a plan to fix the budget gap. So there's a business as usual budget gap at the moment, some 11 million, to put in place governance and controls, to seek government support for the deficit, because the size of the deficit is very challenging, and also the council has a lot of its own assets, and so it's right and appropriate that what the council does at this point is takes a long hard look at those assets and optimises them in the best way possible, either to lower the borrowing or to generate capital receipts, or it certainly should do what it can to optimise its holding of assets. We spend about 44 million on services. So all that we do, supporting planning applications, licensing, emptying bins, all the community services that we deliver, £44 million is what we spend. The savings just on the business as usual budget is required is 11 million, so it's 25% reductions in spending. I think that's a reasonable observation. I think these are enormous projects. 700 million spent on Victoria Square. That's an enormously complex project. This is a council that there was a report in 2020, I think it was published, and maybe the work was done. It found that the council hadn't been delivering good risk management in terms of its projects.
Problem of ability or problem of mobility that they actually can do that, but choose not to do that?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. It's a problem of capability, isn't it? And so if you want good risk management, then you have good risk management processes and procedures.
Right.
You hire the right people, you hire the right part. Clearly, if an external report had already found that your risk management processes were lacking, you would want to make sure you did that better for the next project. Now, what happened is, GIFTY report came out. The previous administration accepted the GIFTY report, said they'd lift their game on risk management processes. And then in the very next project, the Victoria Arch project, was found to have missed 100 million defaults. To answer your question, I think it was capable of hire the people, build the processes, create the roles, build the policies in which large projects like that are managed appropriately. Clearly it wasn't. Now, some of the additional costs will, of course, be as a result of the pandemic.
一啲 history 就係佢哋嗰啲倫敦嗰度嗰啲 cemetery 滿晒啊嘛，咁啊用咗 Woking 去開啲 cemetery 係啦，墳墓所謂嘅倫敦嘅後花園。開始疫情啲人就London 好貴啲屋，咁喺呢度租屋買屋就平好多，又方便半個鐘頭去到 Waterloo Station， 半個鐘頭就去到 Heathrow。咁呢度其實係一個好好嘅地方咯。
報道無罪，知情有價，香港人撐追新聞。